So, along with the funny stories, I've just had a really sad story tonight, and it just makes you realise how cruel this world can be. So, I picked this guy up tonight, and him and his friends sat in the car, and he was going, "Oh, that was hard," and she was consoling him, saying, "Fair play to you, you did really well. He would have been really proud of you, this, that, and the other." So, dropping him off, she got out. She paid for the taxi. I took him home then, and he was a bit, emotional. I was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then he was like, "Yeah." He said, "He just." I went to my mate's birthday tonight. He said the place was absolutely rammed and jam packed. He said he found out not so long ago that his best friend, who he's been friends with for he's 7 years, or maybe since he was 7 or 12 or something like that. It turns out that he's had cancer, and he's been battling with cancer for the last 2 years. So when he first done it, he had some sort of treatment. I can't remember what he called it, but the maximum you can have this treatment for is 2 years. So we got to the 2-year mark, and they stopped this treatment, and they went on to chemotherapy then instead, to try and help and keep the cancer at bay. Because the other treatment, it didn't shrink the cancer, it didn't help it grow, it just stayed dormant, it stayed the same, didn't do anything, so it just sort of didn't grow, which was good. So we tried chemo, and his chemo was making him worse. He was coughing up blood, blood was in his urine and everything. So we got to the point then where he's had to stop this treatment, because it's just not working for him at all. And so he had a phone call the other day, and he knew his friend had a hospital appointment. So he rang his friend back, and he said, "Oh, sorry, I missed a call. I'm down Newport, blah blah blah." His mate just went, "Oh, do you want to come up when you're back?" And he was like, "This is a bit strange, because he's never normally doing this sort of thing." He went up there, saw his friend's wife. She answered the door, and he was like, "Everything all right?" And his friend's wife shook her head. She went, No, it's not." And then he saw his mate, and he said, "Oh, what's wrong?" He said, "Oh, they've stopped my treatment. They're not taking it any further. I've got 2 months to live." And obviously, he's crying, the wife's crying, his friend's crying. And it is just absolutely terrible. And it just brings back so many memories of my auntie, who hasn't long passed away. She had bowel cancer, and a similar thing happened to her with the treatment. Got to a certain point where she had chemo, and it was making her ill. She was getting blood infections all the time and all these other things. So they had to stop the treatment with her. She managed to last 3 years, 3 and a bit years before, they couldn't do anything for her. And the world is such a cruel place. And it just makes you feel really, really sad that, there's people out there going through these things. And they've got amazing friends like that guy. That guy, he stood up and he gave a speech at his mate's party, and he was in tears. His mate was in tears. It was just really having to give a speech for your mate's birthday, knowing that he's only got a couple of months to live. It couldn't have been easy for him. I said to him, "Fair play to you." I said, "That must have been one of the hardest things you've ever had to do." And he was like, "Yeah, it was." And I know this is a bit of a long-winded story, but it is. I just want to, hit home that it's not just funny stories that happen in the taxi. You also get told really sad ones like that. And it just makes you realise that life is too short, and that you should grab hold of it with both hands and just enjoy every moment with your loved ones and family members and everyone. Life is too short to hold grudges and